This video tutorial I will explain what is API gateway. Imagine you want to access multiple websites or services, but each service has different way of communicating or requires different permissions. In that case, it would be quite overwhelming and time consuming to deal with all these different rules and formats. And here is where the API gateway comes in. And API gateway is a helpful assistant that simplifies the process for you. And API gateway acts as a single doorway or a central hub that you can interact with to access all those websites or services. And instead of having to understand and follow the rules and protocols of each website or services, what you can do is you only need to understand how to communicate with the API gateway, and API gateway take care of the rest. When you want to interact with the website or service, you send your request to the API gateway. The API gateway then takes your request and translate the request into the format that a specific website or service understands. API gateway knows the specific rules and formats needed for each and every service. So you don't have to worry about it. The API gateway can ensure you have right permission to access the requested website or service. API gateway handles the security and authentication process so that it can make sure you are authorized to access the resources. The API gateway can help to improve the performance. The API gateway can have certain responses from the websites or services so that if multiple people request the same thing, the API gateway can provide the answer quickly without having to go back to the original website or service every time. And overall, the API gateway simplifies the process of accessing different websites or services. And API gateway acts as a middleman that understands the specific rules and formats of each website or service, and allowing you to communicate with them all through single easy to use interface. And API gateway takes care of the complexity behind the scenes and making your life much simpler as a user. API gateway is a central component in the system, and it acts as a middleman between clients and the backend services. Example of clients are web client and mobile client, and example of backend services are ordering microservice, discount microservice, shopping cart microservice, etc. The API gateway serves as a single entry point for clients to access multiple services, and API gateway provides simplified and unified interface. Here we will see the key points about API gateway. The first point is simplified access. API gateway provides a single entry point for clients to interact with multiple services, and which eliminates the need to deal with each service individually. And the second point is protocol translation. The API gateway can handle different protocols and converting client request into formats that backend services understand. The third point is request routing. API gateway routes client requests to appropriate backend services based on predefined rules and configurations. Fourth point is security and authentication. The API gateway handles security measures, authenticating clients, and enforcing access control policies before forwarding requests to the services. Fifth point is performance optimization. API gateway can implement hashing mechanism to store and serve responses, which reduce load on the backend services and improving response times. And sixth point is monitoring and analytics. API gateway can provide insights into API usage, performance metrics, and error rates, and it helps to monitor and optimize the system. Seventh point is centralized functionality. API gateway can perform request transformation, response transformation, validation, filtering, and other common functionalities. which reduce duplication across services. 8 point is rate limiting and throttling. API gateway can enforce rate limits and throttling policies to control number of requests from the clients, and which protects against abuse and ensuring fair usage. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click on like button and please subscribe to my channel. You can get Java source code and PowerPoint presentation for each and every video. That you can see it in the description section of the video. Click on show more, and here you can see the description, and here you can see the links to download source code and PowerPoint presentation.